Hey, everybody. Can you hear me? Is this all? I am an activist. I stand proud with my sign, my pin, my button, my banner, my voice, and belief that I stand behind.
Yes.
You may find me in the streets, on the corner, or marching, yes, marching with other great minds.
Yeah.
Beaten, maimed, murdered, and blamed.
Yes.
All because we believe it's our civil duty to speak out for great injustice.
Yeah.
And point out the ones that should feel ashamed. Ashamed of the silent murders they commit, poisoning our pipes with lead and crimes against humanity that make us sick, bombing women and children, feeding us food that never had life in it, clear-cutting forests, killing the environment.
Yes.
But why do we care? Because we are the people.
Yes.
Yes, we are the people who may be the only ones to see. So we protest, demonstrate, organize, march, and hell, yes, fight back.
Yes.
And we don't do it for ourselves.
No.
We do it for our children, the planet, and everyone else.
Yes.
And while you may silence one of us, there are millions more that have seen our fire, heard our desire.
Yeah.
They'll burn for something more. I'm an activist. I stand proud in my resolve.
Yes.
Knowing those that came before me strengthen me when I think I might fall.
Yes.
They did what they did for every last one of y'all.
Dear Governor Snyder, the situation in Flint is growing steadily. Health issues are mounting at an alarming rate.
Yes.
The citizens of Flint are at the mercy of the state of Michigan, which has failed them miserably.
The government has not come to help Flint, not the local government, not the state of Michigan's government, and not the federal government, unfortunately, have not come to help Flint.
If politicians held the welfare of people in high regard, this never would have happened in the first place.
As concerned citizens of Flint deal with health challenges such as skin rashes, hair loss, lead poisoning, deaths, amongst other things they're forced to deal with, outlandish water bills as well. I'm sure your office is aware of the bills being mailed out to these victims, some which have reached the amount of $3,000. This type of action is totally unacceptable.
In 2012, we had an election where the people of Michigan voted against emergency managers. 2 weeks later, Governor Snyder signed a bill enabling emergency managers. He has removed democracy from this state.
Let me be blunt. This was a failure of government at all levels.
This is what happens when you have people making decisions based on balanced budgets instead of people's lives.
I wish more would have been done.
Plausible deniability only works when it's plausible, and I'm not buying that you didn't know about any of this until October 2015. You were not in a medically induced coma for a year.
Unfortunately, because the state initially cut so many corners, it's going to end up being more expensive, much more expensive now than it would have been to avert the disaster in the first place.
You know, this has went on way too long.
And we have the power as a people to make the change here. That's all we're saying.
If I had the power, I would allocate the money to get these pipes out of the ground now.
Right now, we need the water pipes replaced.
You cannot trust anything that's happened if you don't build the trust back with the people and you start by replacing the pipes.
It's not that hard. If they can put expressways in, they can do the pipes even quicker.
It's not too much to expect for all Americans that their water's going to be safe.
And this is not a new problem. I mean, it's been going on for years now, and there's nothing being done.
I came down to this rally and I find out how long the water had been bad, and I'm like, oh my God.
They got rid of half the town who got out. And the half that couldn't get out, they poisoned.
And that's what history will record this moment.
All of this, the driving motivator for this was to save money. And you see the devastation that it caused. And right now we have 8 people who have died from Legionnaire's disease. And that's really 8 lives too many.
The switch has cost far more than what it would have been to correct the system and put the necessary measures in place to make sure that you did not have this corrosive issue, that you did not have this high levels of lead and iron in the water, and that the water was contaminated.
Well, everybody is getting sick because of this water, and it's the way that the government, it's because of their decisions that they did this. And it's just poisoning.
And I believe that a resignation would be a good start for him to be saying, okay, we screwed up badly. We need to go forward in a very different way.
The water needs to go, and Snyder needs to go.
No one's being held accountable. There's no transparency.
And let's face it, government officials at every level weren't attentive to potential problems the way they should have been.
If you mess up, you should be held accountable. So we don't know what that accountability is going to look like. It could be in civil proceedings. It could be with firings, or it could be with people found criminally liable for their actions.
I think a lot of politicians should be in jail just for taking a blind eye and worrying more about if they're going to get in office right now. Because I see it, the only reason why this is bringing so much attention to them is because it's a political year. It's because they want those votes so they can keep lying and keep poisoning us.
What do we do in response to that? What do we do to take care of people's needs? And this system is showing what the response is, and that's just to poison them, to allow them to be lied to about them being poisoned.
It has become a third world country.
Yes.
Tell us.
Yes.
And this is a crime against humanity, what has happened here.
Right.
And Governor Snyder does not deserve to spend one more day as governor of this state of Michigan. He needs to be in jail.
If I were to spike somebody's drink at the club, I would go to prison. He spiked an entire city.
I've seen men go to prison for less.
Thank you. Thank you.
I seen men go to prison from bags of weed in their pockets.
Yes.
Didn't kill nobody.
Yes.
I done seen folks in the penitentiary, the Michigan Department of Corrections is full of men.
Yes.
But we got somebody that here has assassinated the whole city.
Yes.
And we have to hold him accountable.
Right. He's got to go. A lot of people's got to go, and they got to be held accountable. And they need to pay their own attorney fees, not us.
We want justice. We want justice. The children want justice. The children want justice. Babies want justice. Babies want justice. Community wants justice. Community wants justice. The politicians on the left. It's heartbreaking. I've been up here. I'll be up here my 4th time next Saturday to continue to donate water. Again, I'm from Toledo. We started networking and saying, what can we do? And then we brought up, let's just go.
We have to have people coming from all over the country to give water here because the state's only giving 1 case at a time. You ever tried to take a bath with 1 case of water? It doesn't work.
In the Band-Aid approach of bottled water, who would want to live like that in this century and day and age? It's sad.
Water is life.
Yes.
Water is life. So how do you get rid of life? You poison the life. You poison the lifeline.
People need to take a look at that and start examining the entire system, not just individuals, not just Rick Snyder, not just the governor's office or the legislature, but look at the entire system and how it operates and how it has neglected the very basic need of life. You cannot live as a human being without water.
Whatever's going on here is something deeper. Because they getting rid of people. And they know what kind of people they getting rid of.
We had a good life here. And for this community to be so mistreated is just, it's wrong. It's just wrong.
I don't have the right to do nothing because we stand on the shoulders of our elders. We have to continue that fight against a system that failed us. Mr. B tells us, he drills in our minds, we gotta carry that torch. You see, this is our time. Injustice is a crime, but it's about execution. Those directly impacted must be the solution, so I don't have the right to do nothing. The people want justice. I'm carrying a petition. Governor Snyder needs to be convicted, and we're looking for that conviction. See, it's a marathon, I'm built to go the distance. Peaceful and passive are not the same thing. Know the difference. We are not supposed to lay down and die with no resistance, so I don't have the right to do nothing. So when you're thinking you're weary, you can no longer sprint. Think about the people that are dying in Flint and say, I don't have the right to do nothing.